Hello, football fans. Well, guess who has two thumbs as a fan of the team with the number one seed in the NFC? This guy. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We have Arizona partially to thank because they did it. And I'll be honest, I said in my last video, I didn't have a lot of faith in the Cardinals. I really didn't because they were on a bad skid. They lost 5 out of the last 8 to start 7-0, and one of those losses was to Detroit. So I had to trust them to go into Jerry World and beat the Cowboys. Thankfully, the Cowboys have the dumbest coach in the NFL. That's right, Mike McCarthy actually ended up helping the Packers, something he never did as coach of the team for a dozen years. 12 years as Packers coach, yet in that one game while coaching Dallas, he did more for the Packers than he ever did in a dozen years as Packers coach. His stupidity regarding timeouts and everything else led to Dallas losing, so all we had to do was beat the Vikings, which everybody does. Even Detroit did it. And of course, we beat the Vikings like they stole something. And yeah, so the road in the NFC goes to Lambeau Field, and it comes with a week. It comes with a week left of regular season, which means Rodgers may take a bit of a siesta. He might play some. He might play about a series or so, maybe a good bit, if not all, of the first quarter. But beyond the first quarter, we're not going to see him. No, it's going to be the Jordan Love show. Anyway, so the Packers are number one in the conference. As for number one in the AFC, that's still up for grabs. Kansas City actually lost their game to the Bengals in late fashion, so that ended their winning streak. And with Tennessee's win, Tennessee moves ahead of them due to tiebreaker. The Bengals, as a result of the win, they clinched the AFC North. And Burrow's in the playoffs for the first time in his career, so congrats to them. Elsewhere in the AFC, the Bills and Patriots both won their games. And of course, Patriots just dogged Jacksonville, which comes with the territory. So the Patriots and Bills are both playoff bound. Indy had a chance to get in with a win, but they didn't do that. The Raiders won over the Colts, a big game they needed to win, so they are very much alive in the playoff race. It's pretty interesting. What else? Oh yeah, the Chargers won to increase their playoff hopes. They defeated the Denver Broncos, and as a result, the Broncos, the Browns, and the Dolphins ended up eliminated. Of course, the Dolphins were blasted by the Tennessee Titans, who clinched the AFC South. Congratulations to them. For the Dolphins, though, it sucks because it was a great story. They won their first game of the season. Then they lost 7 in a row. It looked like they were just dead. Then they ended up winning 7 straight. And they moved ahead of the playoff line, but they got blasted. And all the other things happened that need to happen to be eliminated, and their season's over at 8-8. But at least they have a chance to get a winning record. They have one chance to get a winning record. If they win, they get it. If they tie, still 500 after starting 1-7. That's pretty good. But yeah, the Dolphins' season is done, and the Browns got eliminated. More on the Browns. The Browns played the Steelers, but more on that later. The NFC, elsewhere in the NFC, the Rams won earlier, but the Cardinals win prevented them from winning the West. It will need the final week to settle. Tampa, yeah, we know. Tampa won, and of course we all know the story that came out of it. Antonio Brown and his abrupt, I'm being nice when I say this, abrupt exit from the Buccaneers. Though they say technically he's still with the team. So he hasn't been released yet, but that time's coming. Yeah, and Brady had to barely survive to beat the Jets because that's what Brady does. He barely beats teams that real quarterbacks like Mahomes, like Patrick Mahomes, and the man wearing this jersey would easily blow out blindfolded. But anyway, um, what else? Ah, yes, congratulations are in store for the Eagles because yeah, the Eagles beat Washington, which ended their season, which ended Washington's season, and the Eagles, the and I think San Francisco won later on, and they needed the Vikings. They needed the Vikings loss to get it, and it happened. So congratulations, Eagles, and you're welcome. By the way. Um, as for the Niners, though, they're gonna have to wait till the final week. They had a chance to clinch too, but the Saints did not lose. Yeah, they held on and won 18-10, so they are still alive at 8-8. And the Giants and the 49ers are 9-7. That's the baseball team, and baseball's kind of messed up right now. But um, it's funny that I said that because I'm watching You Bet Your Life. That's the secret word of tonight's episode. If I was on it, I'd get $500. But anyway, um, yeah. So that's still wide open, and now, well, I have to talk about the companies. Number one, of course, um, this week was about John Madden. All the John Madden tributes were shown throughout all the arenas that hosted football games, and of course the telestrator was brought back and used to remember him fondly. Of course, John Madden, absolute legend. There will never be another one. And speaking of absolute legends, there's Big Ben. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. So the thing that surrounded Monday's game was this could be Big Ben's final home game, and it wasn't his best game. It didn't have to be because the Browns were a mess. The Browns were eliminated entering that game, and I kind of had this being a bit higher score because I thought, well, Pittsburgh would be eliminated or lost. You know, the Browns wanted to have a chance to eliminate their hated rival. I thought they would just go out there and play hard. They were absolutely lethargic, not doing anything. And Big Ben, all he had to do was just show up and do the bare minimum, and that was it. Um, Steelers won 19-7 to stay alive in the race, and for Big Ben, he got a great ovation. I'm, I'm sorry. I'm just getting a little bit emotional when it comes to Ben because it's been 18. It was Connie would say 18 years, 18 years. Ben Ben was the gold standard in Pittsburgh. That's for damn sure. He put the Steelers back on the map. Now the Steelers weren't a bad team before they got there, but they weren't exactly that good either. And Big Ben kind of resurrected that team. 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 wins, one in Super Bowls 40 and 43, and made it back to 45. And it had been over a decade since they last went, but they were still that juggernaut in the AFC. It was them and Brady's Patriots. It was those two, and Peyton Manning's Colts, and of course the Mahomes Chiefs kind of came in later. And but Ben was that constant. Ben was that constant. Of course, it was of course the old war horses and quarterbacks in the AFC. It was Brady, Manning, and Big Ben, and of course Manning retired. Brady's in the NFC, so Ben's just there, and even so, Ben's in that war horse group with Brady and Rodgers, and the reason why I'm a bit sentimental is he Ben's basically my favorite quarterback not wearing this jersey. Not wearing this jersey. He is. And he came in before Rodgers. He's about a couple years. He came in before Rodgers even drafted, but Rodgers didn't even start till late. But Ben was years before him, and I watched him play, and I'm still amazed that he got that ring so quick, and he got another one. He got the Steelers number 6, and I still remember how amazed I was when the Steelers won both of them, because the Cowboys and Niners had been leading with 5 for years, and honestly, I didn't think any team was going to catch them. And then the Steelers win Super Bowl 40. That's their 5th. And when they won 43, I was really stuck because I didn't think anybody was going to get 6. But Ben made that happen. He made history happen in the NFL. The first team to win 6 Super Bowls. I was in complete awe of what I watched. And again, now look at the cap, look at the jersey I'm wearing. This is not black and gold. This is green and gold. I'm a diehard Packers fan, but I'm a big fan of Big Ben. I really am, and he's one of the grandest quarterbacks I've ever seen. And I thought to myself that night, I'm getting this emotional for Ben. I'm gonna be a complete mess when that day comes and the GOAT plays his final game in Lambeau. The day is it's gonna come. I just gotta prepare myself for it. But anyway, but yeah, Ben's had a hell of a career, and I think it's gonna continue beyond next week because they're gonna get in. I think they are. They got a shot. Week 18 is an anything is possible week, and it's the only week that is because all the others you just know who's gonna win, but you don't know what the final week. Those spoilers could come in. Pittsburgh, I'm going to do a video listing the scenarios later. But Pittsburgh's scenario is they need to win, the Colts need to lose, and in the game between Vegas and the Chargers, somebody has to win that. Can't end tied. And now the Colts play the Jaguars. They play the Jaguars, the 2-win Jaguars. Now, I do not believe in that any given Sunday BS because that's just a load of as the English say, as the English say, that's just a load of bollocks that's put out there as an excuse when supposedly good teams lose to bad teams. Like they said that when the Lions beat Minnesota, any given Sunday, Rodgers would never lose to Detroit. Come on, let's get real. But anyway, but I don't believe in any given Sunday. However, I've learned for years the final week is all bets are off. And Jacksonville could end up beating the Colts. We don't know. Remember, though Jacksonville has 3 wins in the last 2 seasons, one of them was against Indy. Plus, Indy has problems winning in Jacksonville, so we don't know. But that's Pittsburgh's scenario. So anyway. That's my recap of Week 17. Here's what's in store for Week 18. That's Week 18, the final week. 2 Saturday games, Chiefs and Broncos, and Cowboys and Eagles. A lot of key games this week. Steelers and Baltimore. Whoever loses is out. Whoever wins stays alive for a bit. The Rams and Niners. Rams can get to the division with a win. San Francisco can get in the playoffs with a win. Both AFC East games. This Bills play the Jets. Miami plays the Patriots. Bills win the division with a win, and the regular season ends with Raiders, Chargers in Vegas. That's going to be the final game of the regular season. Whoever wins is in the playoffs. If you like this video, click the like button. Click subscribe if you want more. My story on Vocal about Week 17 is in the description below. Check it out. I'll be back very soon to list the final week's clinching scenarios. So stay tuned.